take a sketch design from nothing to a lifelike video takes a hell of a lot of work, but it's the little details and the effort that truly brings the video to life. Today I want to share with you my process of how this concept started from absolutely nothing, a blank white page, and resulted in an incredible lifelike video that the client absolutely loves. So what you'll see is the video automatically introduces the property and introduces the actual design. To ensure this is as lifelike as possible, we need to introduce as much as we can into the actual architecture. So of course, the architecture itself was defined by the client's brief. The architecture was defined by where it was, how it functions, and how it needed to perform. Everywhere around the world, it will be slightly different. In this instance, they had a connection with steel. So they were able to get steel significantly cheaper than anybody else, hence it was emphasized in the actual architecture itself. But what really brings this first scene to life is the vibrance. We want to make the scene as happy as possible. We want to make it enjoyable for the client. We don't really want a dark, gloomy day. By modeling the neighbors and surrounding context, it also takes it to a whole nother level. Without them, it just looks like your generic, boring render. Now, in this instance, we went as far as actually introducing cars that are driving on the road and animations to really bring the scene to life straight away from the start. It's one thing to create a still image, but it's another to animate and bring it further. Now, because TwinMotion really challenges us from a design and architecture perspective, what we want to try and do is open up all of our doors. So you'll see all of the doors will be open themselves. That way the cameras can naturally fly through without being disturbed. You're not going to fly through the doors, you're not going to have that glitching effect, you are going to have a natural transition in and out. One of the biggest problems with this render specifically was ray tracing. Now, obviously, as you can tell behind me, everything is done on Mac. But unfortunately, Mac isn't the best ray tracing machine until you move up to M3. So in this instance on the M1, it wasn't able to do everything perfectly. You'll see a lot of glitches, you'll see a lot of shadows, overlapping, and elements that just really let the video down. But from a client's perspective, they'll never notice things like this. So for instance, you'll see beside the bedside table, there's a light leak coming between the wall that shouldn't be there. To ensure the video provides as much detail as possible, especially in those tighter spaces like the bedrooms and the bathrooms, we really want to open up that camera angle. We want to bring it to 18mm in focus, if not even wider. That'll make sure our camera angles are nice and wide and our rooms look nice and big. Wherever we can get reflections and sunlight into the property, we really want to try and emphasize that as well. Even in this bathroom scene, you can see we're ensuring that there is still some sort of activity happening outside. If there's people walking outside, if there's vehicles moving, it adds to the overall lifelike aesthetics of the video that you're presenting. As we continue in the lower floor and the bedrooms, those people continue, the cars continue. There is no ocean in this render, but that is the ocean there. So that is definitely something I could have added to further improve the quality of this lifelike render. We really want to showcase the house in its natural form and its natural function. So as we meander through the house and as we create our walkthrough, we want to showcase it in the way the client would actually walk through it the first time it was constructed. So hopefully they'd walk through that main door, they'd explore that entire lower level, and then they would start walking up the stairs. The detail here is in the stairs, it's in the quality, it's in the textures, and it's in the materials themselves. But as you come up the stairs, we want to make that grand reveal. We want to slowly slow down the pace and then slowly reveal the grandeur of what we're actually aiming to articulate. In this, it was the incredible ocean views, the endless glass windows. All of this was slowly revealed as the camera panned away and then towards. We're only showing glimpses of the view before we show glimpses of the architecture. In this instance, the view is everything. It's what the client is paying the money for. It is what the client fell in love with from day one. And then finally, we can move back into the architecture. We can showcase the living spaces, the alfresco areas, the kitchens, the dining spaces. It's only after we've shown the view, that $1 million money shot, that we can then go back to the architecture itself. We provide the wow factor, and then we continue with our tour. So once again, we want to walk back through naturally into this house. We want to see where the client is naturally meandering through. If the client were to walk down this entire hallway, they'd most likely end up in this laundry. They'd see the backyard, they'd be tempted to go through that glass door and they'd probably want to see what's inside their garage. So we continue to meander through some of these spaces that are a little bit less exciting in the middle of the video. We want to create a similar storyline to as if we were creating a YouTube video. So as we've gone through those little less appealing spaces like the laundries and the powder rooms, we can then jump back to the living rooms and the master suites. To be able to further enhance this video, potentially it would be better to use some better furniture, something from 3D Sky, BIM Object, or anything of that caliber. But for now, we just use typical TwinMotion furniture. Again, unfortunately, even in the walk-in robe, as much as we tried to create those reflections, Mac is just unable to deliver on the photorealism and the lifelike quality we really want. However, all things considered, I think it's doing an exceptional job. Last but not least, we pan out to the exterior areas where they like to spend a little bit of time. We still are aiming to create emotion and evoke as much excitement as we can, especially as we come towards the conclusion of the video. If it's an area they've particularly committed to or they've commented on multiple times, it's something you'd like to spend a bit more time on, to be able to actually showcase where and how and what it actually is. And of course, we then pan all the way out to the end and the grandeur. We showcase the house in its full glory, and we want to pan away slowly. We want to slowly fade to black to be able to really resonate with the client and ensure they're tempted to hit that play button again and press repeat. Now, these videos are something I do very early on in the piece. Often it's part of the first sketch design proposal or sketch design concept, and then it's updated and improved as you progress throughout the actual design. To be able to produce something of this caliber from ArchiCAD into TwinMotion, you really need to know what you're designing in ArchiCAD. So that's why I've developed a sketch design checklist that you can go through and actually tick off each individual item that you have completed so you know you're on the right track. It obviously breaks down individual pages like site plans, floor plans, elevations, and the main elements of sketch design. The first thing the client really wants to see. Now, if you focus on the architectural plans and also focus on the 3D quality, the renderings, the images, the two will pair perfectly hand in hand for a very long time to come. Anyway, that's all from me, team. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you smash that subscribe button down below. And like always, I'll see you next week.